Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, today we're going to dive into the altcoins. What I want to do is encourage you to take a look at this altcoin with an open mind, okay? I know what you want to hear. Everybody wants to hear that their coin is going to 50x, 100x. I get it. I want to hear that too, okay? But listen to me. I've been through 3 bull markets and I'm now in my 3rd bear market, okay? And I'm not saying I'm always correct, okay? But I know how these things go, okay? We're going to look at the coin from a technical standpoint. How many of you a few weeks ago, as your coin was going up 60, 70, 100%, was listening to the influencers telling you this time is different, super cycle, Bitcoin dominance is headed down, alt season is here, blah, 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 blah. And today your coin is probably down 50%. Okay, don't listen to the noise. Okay, we're going to look from a technical standpoint. Okay, I don't know about your fundamentals of your coin. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. We can't predict what may happen later, what partnerships may come in, what scandals may come up. We can't predict those types of things, but what we can predict and know for a fact are things like tokenomics, circulating supply, technical analysis. Those things don't change. So we can look at it from a technical standpoint and take a realistic approach to what this coin might do. If anything comes later, like some sort of hopium or some sort of deal or some sort of thing like that in the economy with your coin, where it gets worldwide mass adoption, great, that's a bonus. But be prepared for less, okay? Or be prepared for a more realistic target. The biggest mistake I made in my first cycle was listening to everyone else who said that my coin was going to 50, 60x. And as I sat here and watched it 10 and 15x, which was great, I didn't take profit because I was waiting on that 50x because I believed the narrative. And I wound up writing that coin all the way back down and round tripping it, right? I learned from that mistake. If you're not at least open-minded to hearing what a conservative approach would be, then you're only showing your inexperience in this market. So don't be inexperienced. If you are inexperienced, at least try to learn, okay? If I think your coin's going to 100x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 5x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 0, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I know I could get way more clicks by just coming in and shouting 100x, but that's not going to serve you anything good in the future. So let's take a realistic approach to these coins, and we'll see if we can figure out where a good bull market top is going to be. Let's take a look at the charts. Here we go. Taking a look at TON here on the weekly time frame, the Open Network, Telegram's coin. I know that I just gave the big spiel about ignoring the fundamentals, and I agree with that on most coins, almost all of them. However, I believe it would be foolish to ignore the fundamentals on this coin, which we're going to discuss at the end when I give my price prediction, okay? Some people are going to see this as bullish. Some people are going to see this as bearish. We're going to talk about it in just a minute, but let's go through the tokenomics of this coin. What we're looking at here is TON going all the way back to 2021. You set an all-time high in price and market cap in June of 24. Okay, in June of 24, you set a price all-time high of $8.28 with a market cap of $24.3 billion. Now, here's what I want you to pay attention to. Your circulating supply is 2.5 billion coins at this time. Let's fast forward to today. We're looking at a price of $1.74, a market cap of 4.6 billion, and a circulating supply of 2.6 billion. So roughly the same circulating supply as you had at your all-time high. However, if we look forward to Q4 of 2029, which is when we estimate the top of the next crypto cycle being, and you know, this may be a little different depending on when the top comes. If the top's a little later, a little sooner, this could change slightly, but it's going to be pretty close. Bitcoin topped in Q4 of 2025, so 4-year cycle, you do the math. I understand that altcoins, most of those topped in 24, so maybe you got to top a little sooner, but again, it's going to be pretty dang close. Your circulating supply due to token unlocks is going to increase to 3.4 billion. Now, that's about 33% or a third higher than you had at all-time high price, okay? So you're going to increase by a third, which means your total market cap will have to go up by 33% in order for you to reach an all-time high price of $8.28. If TON just repeats the same all-time high market cap of $24.3 billion, your all-time high, excuse me, not all-time high, but your high price for next cycle will be $7.15. So again, if all you do is what you did last time as far as market cap goes, you will have a price of $7.15. Maybe you do a little more, maybe you do a little less. We don't know. All we can go by is what you did last cycle. Now, for some coins, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say they're going to do a little worse or a little less. In this particular case, let's take a look at my price prediction. I am actually going to place a price prediction exactly at that amount, $7.15. So I don't think you break new all-time high. If you do, great. The problem with this coin, if you want to screenshot this, the problem with this coin, for me, some of you are going to like this, but the problem with this coin, for me, it is almost fully dependent upon the Telegram app. Right? So if Telegram does great, if Telegram continues to grow, then this coin's going to do even better. But if Telegram falls off or some competitors start catching up or it becomes obsolete, this coin could fizzle massively. So unlike its competitors, Solana and Ethereum, which have dozens, if not hundreds of companies and projects and apps linked to them. If one of those companies goes bad, no problem. If they have 100 companies tied to it and one goes bad, no problem. They still have 99 to support it, right? To hold up price, to hold up market cap. But this one is dependent upon one app. And if something happens to Telegram, then this coin is going down significantly. I mean, quite possibly to zero. And I know a lot of you are going to think, well, that can't happen. Telegram is too strong. But you know, I mean, think back 20 years ago, think back 10 years, think back 5 years ago. What was strong? Is it still strong now? I mean, at one time, MySpace was the thing, and then Facebook came around, and MySpace was gone. Hotmail, does people still use Hotmail? I have no idea. But it was really strong at one time, and then Yahoo and Gmail and all that came around, and then it's gone. So you just don't really know what's about to come up. And quite honestly, this coin, all of the eggs are in one basket. There's no diversification whatsoever. So to me, that's an unnecessary risk. Now, again, if Telegram does great, then this could have some significant upside potential. I mean, it really could be a home run. But I'm just not willing to put all of my eggs in one basket on a coin, right? I mean, fully dependent upon one single app, and anything can happen. Any competitor can come along, and next thing you know, users are jumping from Telegram to the next latest and greatest chat app. I'm just not willing to do that. At current price, if you just return to market cap all-time high, which would be $7.15, you're only getting a 3x, a 300% increase, okay? However, I do think you're going to get a shot lower, okay? If you can look back through the life of this coin, this is a big support zone. You've already come down to it. It didn't quite tap into it, but somewhere around $1. I do think if Bitcoin rolls over in Q4, and sets a new low like it always does, I do think TON will probably come down to about $1. You might even come take out your October 10th wick low at 57 cents. Almost all coins have recovered their wick fully. I wouldn't count on that, though. I would look for TON somewhere in the area because it does look bullish. I will give it that. Right now, it looks really good. Higher highs, higher lows on the macro scale. It does look good. I will give it that. However, I do think you're going to get a shot at $1. So at $1, if you were to get TON at $1 and you ran up to just what you did last cycle at $7.15, that is a 7x, okay? If Telegram continues to do well, you could do much more. If Telegram does not do well or becomes less relevant, you could do less. But I would look for about a 7x on this coin from $1. That is my price prediction. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Throw in your altcoin requests. Let me know. I'll be glad to do tokenomics on them. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you found this useful, and I will see you guys next time.